Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson. In this crypto report, we're going to be talking about Jack Dorsey. He's getting physical with crypto. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to your favorite channel on YouTube, Darnell Jackson Crypto. Okay, let's jump over to the agenda. We're talking about why Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is getting physical with the crypto mine and wallet. Let's take a look at the tweet that started this conversation. Jack Dorsey has already established himself as a big crypto fan. His recent quote was tweeted by Bitcoin Magazine. He's talking about we don't need the banks anymore. That just tells you who you're dealing with when you're talking about Jack. I want to go to his other tweet where he's talking about we're doing it, Bitcoin. And he retweeted a post by Jesse Doroguster, and he's got the news. He's saying we have decided to build a hardware wallet and service to make Bitcoin custody more mainstream. We'll continue to ask and answer questions in the open. This community's response to our thread about this project has been awesome, encouraging, generous, collaborative, and inspiring. And he's talking about how his team will listen and continue the conversation, and will set up a dedicated Twitter and GitHub account. If we decide to build, we'll update this thread with that information when we're ready. Thanks. Okay, so the big news is Twitter CEO is announcing, he's confirming they will be building a hardware wallet. And here is the thread of the conversation. He goes into a lot of detail, talking about the first message. They're considering making a hardware wallet, and he's just going into detail here. So let's jump over to the article that's talking about this. And I want to ask your feedback. Jack Dorsey, obviously, before this headline in June, was making headlines talking about, I don't think there's anything more important in my lifetime to work on. So this gives you more perspective on Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. He was quoted as, in this article, he is saying that he is extremely bullish on the future of Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency by market value. His quote is, Bitcoin changes absolutely everything, speaking at the Bitcoin 2021 conference. And he says he doesn't think there's anything more important in his lifetime to work on. Here's a guy that's already built Square and Twitter. So a lot of people would have thought those accomplishments would have been enough. But now Jack's turning it up, and I think it's interesting what he's choosing to work on. The first thing that he did was commit his focus on crypto, on Bitcoin. And now he is scaled into a wallet. But before he got to the wallet, there was an announcement that Jack Dorsey invested $5 million to build a solar-powered Bitcoin mine. So this is all to give you some perspective. This is a report here from Mint, and it's talking about American payments firm Square will be partnering with blockchain technology provider Blockstream Mining to build the facility. So this is very interesting. I think it's very interesting how a lot of the new big countries such as El Salvador, or I'm going to jump over now and do a little bit of opine. The big countries like El Salvador, when they dive into crypto, the first thing they do is start mining. So I think it's interesting when you see Jack Dorsey diving into crypto, the first thing he's doing is mining. It really should help you really brainstorm on how you should approach crypto when you first get in. Are we missing an opportunity with mining? Okay, let's get back to the report. So we have saw some issues with hardware mining in the past. And I believe that is the reason why Jack got into the business, because anytime you can solve problems, then you have an opportunity for real business. So let's take a look at some of the things that probably caused him to get into hardware. Now, before we do, I wanted to mention, I wonder why Jack did not invest in Ledger. Here's another article. In the same time span, this is all happening in June of 2021, the leading Bitcoin hardware wallet, Ledger, it's a startup company from France. This is a report here from TechCrunch, and they're talking about the French startup Ledger has raised 380 million Series C funding led by 10T Holdings. And this is to help this company expand. Ledger's main product is a hardware wallet to manage your crypto assets. They are shaped like USB keys and feature a tiny screen to confirm transactions on the device. The reason why that screen is important is that your private keys never leave your Ledger device. So these guys have the most respect in the hardware industry. And so I have to wonder, why didn't Jack invest in Ledger? Why didn't they just purchase Ledger? Instead, they're choosing to do their own thing. So they went hardware with mining. They're going hardware with a wallet. It's very, very interesting. In their announcement for their mining, they talk about how the facility will be a proof of concept for a 100% renewable energy Bitcoin mine at scale, with the economics of the build out, including operational costs and return on investment, made open to the public. Okay, so this is a test so that they can put together some set points that will allow them to scale this business. So I think this is really interesting, their approach and how they're entering into the crypto industry. So what I want to do now is just jump over to a couple of the reasons why they're probably wanting to help out in that area. This is an article from You Today, and they are talking about they're talking about the man who lost 378 million Bitcoin in a landfill. I mentioned James Howells in our report yesterday. We were talking about how this man lost his keys, and I believe he actually lost his physical hardware wallet. So James Howells, who has been desperately searching for his crypto riches since 2013, he's talking about deploying AI-powered scanners, X-ray scanners, and high-tech tools to look for his wallet. So he's been, for the last 4 or 5 months, He's also been talking to some of the best data recovery experts in the world to make sure we can get it off the hard drive. So he's trying to find a hard drive, and he has been Howell's countless efforts to convince the Newport City Council to assist him in searching for the lost Bitcoin fortune were in vain. His last attempt was to offer 25% of the total sum, but it also resulted in another rejection. And here's the quote: "Even if we're able to agree to this request, there still is the question of who would meet the cost if the hard drive was not found or was damaged to such an extent that the data could not be recovered." So no one wants to make a bet with him and go through the expense of trying to find this money from a landfill. And so if you get the right wallet and manage your password keys to private keys properly, you won't have this problem. There's also a report here from a reality TV show. This is on Decrypt, and they are actually recruiting people who have lost their access to their own cryptocurrency wallets. So apparently this is such a popular thing that they're making TV shows about it. So I'm just bringing this to your attention so that you can see the environment that's causing Jack to invest in hardware. He's going hardcore. I appreciate your feedback. I would like to know, why do you think he didn't buy Ledger? They got money. Twitter's got tons of money. Plus, they made a killing this year on Bitcoin. I wonder why they did not invest in Ledger and then incorporate that new company into Twitter. That would have made a lot of sense to me. Let's just take a look at the price of Bitcoin, see how things have been going. Let's do a quick refresh. Bitcoin's now at $33,054.42. It's actually trending down right now. Post in the comments where you think it will go. Will it make it to 25,000 or 35,000 or 45,000? Post in the comments. Thank you for checking out this report. Also, what is your favorite hardware wallet? There will be a report coming up soon on hardware wallets. We will be discussing that. I appreciate you subscribing and checking out the show. Post any feedback in the format and how I can improve Darnell Jackson Crypto. Until the next time, thank you for watching. Peace.